What's up, people? It's your girl Adeola. So did you guys hear that about 30 people died in Nigeria last week when they were trying to steal petrol from a ruptured pipeline in Osun State? In fact, some people said that it's more than 30 people that died. Yes, it's so sad. Okay. I keep asking myself, for how long? When would we learn? Nigerians, we like quick money. Too much, quick money. For how long would we do this in Nigeria? Before we learn that you can't be playing games with your life. Yes, you can't be playing kalo with your life. My people, we are not the only country that produces oil. But you don't hear about things like this happening in other oil producing countries. If we are not scooping oil from busted pipeline, we're scooping oil from fallen tanker, and then we'll be smoking as we are scooping the oil. Imagine. But you can't completely blame these people. Yes, you blame them, but not completely. Because you have to think about so many factors upon factors that led to people becoming so desperate, to make a living, that they would risk their lives knowing that they may die. In fact, the Nigerian oil thieves now say that government leaves them with no choice. First of all, see, many of these guys are unemployed. Yes, that is what I tell people. Somebody that went to school, university, they graduated, they couldn't find a job. You know that unemployment rate among youth in Nigeria is now 75%? 75%. You don't think that these guys were educated, Should be last year, the government arrested 1,283 suspected vandals. I honestly believe that most of them, if not all, are educated. It's just that they are unemployed. And those of them that are employed are underemployed. You know what I mean? Driving your kada, bus conductor, doing all these jobs that doesn't, yes. Unless you know someone that knows someone that knows someone that knows the minister. You may be looking for a job for years. It doesn't matter that you were brilliant in school. Who cares? Even your girlfriend, especially girlfriends of nowadays, once they see that you don't have a job, they leave you. How sad. I'm not saying I approve of them resorting to vandalizing pipelines. I'm just saying that someone that has a good paying job, someone that is able to pay rent, now you have to pay 1 year, 2 years before you live anywhere in Nigeria. Someone that is able to afford to get married and pay children's school fees. Normally, somebody like that won't be going out at 2 a.m. trying to steal petrol. That was when these guys went to steal. 2 a.m., imagine. And why are most of our pipelines on the surface? I keep asking, why are most of these pipelines on the surface? Doesn't that make them easy targets? Yeah, other countries secure their pipelines. They bury them on the ground. I know it will cost us a lot of money if we are to bury our pipelines on the ground. But the truth is, those pipelines need to be on the ground, especially in Nigeria. You get what I'm saying? We're already spending a lot of money anyway. In 2011, the NNPC claimed they spent over 8 billion naira. 8 billion repairing ruptured pipelines and paying security men to look after pipelines. Clearly, whatever they did with the 8 billion in 2011 did not work, because between last year and now, the oil company claimed to have lost over 170 billion naira to oil vandalism. 170 billion naira in 1 year? So for how long would we be spending 8 billion trying to repair pipelines? And for how long would we be losing 170 billion naira? These are all expenses that could be prevented. Other countries that have exposed pipelines would normally have an electronic system, something that would alert them if some people were trying to vandalize oil. An alarm, some kind of alarm, an electric fence, and they don't have to be paying people to watch the pipelines, yeah? But we can't even use electric fence. Electric fence now, because up NEPA, down NEPA. Yes, our electricity is not stable, so electric fence won't work. So by the way, the real oil thieves are not those guys with the jerrycans and these are not the real oil thieves. The real oil thieves are in government house. Those are the people enriching themselves at the expense of the oil wealth of Nigeria. Those who cannot explain how millions of gallons disappear every year at the NNPC. Those who embezzled the subsidy funds. These are the real thieves. And everybody knows who they are, and nothing is done. But the poor man that decided to go and make it by fire by force, see what happens to them. Now, this oil that is causing so much wahala in Nigeria is actually a blessing in so many other countries. It's just that we spend half of it paying government officials, and then the other half we send to Swiss account. It doesn't hurt to show you guys one more time what oil money is doing in other oil producing countries. That was Nigeria, the last slide. That's the only thing you could find from Nigeria. You are playing with your job. Look for a good picture from Nigeria. Yes, look for one good. Yes, this is also in Nigeria, by the way, if you're wondering. Of all the countries that you guys just saw, the price of oil in Nigeria is the most expensive. Yeah, I'm just keeping it real. So you know, I've been telling you that there's something special about the president of South Africa, Jacob Zuma. Yes, I'm very sure there is something special about that man. Yes, although many people, they don't believe that, even many South Africans, but at least some women do. Especially this 50-year-old, businesswoman, Nomtandazo Mtembu. You won't believe that this woman has been stalking Jacob Zuma for so long. She's been doing notice me. Jacob Zuma did not notice her. She tried the eye blinking thing. The guy did not see her. And then she tried to laugh. When you like a guy and you are trying to get his attention, you will laugh at everything he says, even if it's not funny. Bro, Tuji, you are so funny. It didn't work. She gave him all kinds of green lights. It didn't work. Until New Year came, she decided, by fire by force, I must get this man now. So she decided to pay him a visit. Except that this was a visit with 15-car convoy. 15 cars? What is she trying to say? Anyway, half of the people that went with her had no idea her real agenda. At least that's what they said. Many of them were traditional chiefs, She only told them that we're going to give gifts to Jacob Zuma, and they were also excited to go and give the president New Year gifts. So they all went with food, with blankets, with pots, and traditional Zulu mats. They took lots of gifts with them. But on getting there, her entourage, many of them women, dressed in traditional outfits, they held their gift and then they started chanting customary songs of courtship. Just picture that in your mind. It's like you look outside your window and all of a sudden you hear someone singing, "Oh, Zuma, and I will always love you. Ooh, Seriously, what is wrong with some people at the age of 50? And this woman had been married twice. Her first husband is late. And she recently divorced her second husband. For a 50-year-old woman to think there's nothing wrong in toasting a 70-something-year-old man. The president, seriously? The man that has 4 fierce-looking wives? These women are not playing. Yeah. So all the chiefs that came with her, they were like, what's going on? They were like, woman, come here. What are you doing? She was like, no. And I love you. Excuse me. I need some water. So she told them that she wanted to surprise all of them. Yeah, I'm sure they were all surprised. But they were also disappointed. Everyone started driving out. Even if Zuma was interested, which I wouldn't be surprised, he could have interest, but she went about it the wrong way. Zuma is African to the core, and he believes that the man has to do the legwork, which I also agree with, by the way. So Zuma was like, do not let that woman come in here. Do not let that woman come in. How can you bring courtship gifts to someone who has not courted you? So later in the week, when media people finally got hold of this woman, so they went to her, they were like, what was that about? So guess what she said? I'm extremely busy, no comment. I cannot comment because I am a lawyer. Madam is actually a lawyer. And then she said, right now I'm on my way to Zini to meet with other lawyers to prepare for cases we are busy working on. I said, now you're trying to be a professional? You forgot the drama that you acted? Anyway, she said that she will speak with the media people at her own time. I don't like to talk about people. I'm just keeping it real. So this is what I call heresy. The vice president of Zimbabwe, Joyce Mujuru, Yes, she's a woman. The vice president of Zimbabwe recently said that Robert Mugabe was chosen by God at the age of 10 to rule Zimbabwe. Therefore, Mugabe is irreplaceable. Can you imagine that heresy? And then she said, people are wasting their time by opposing President Mugabe. It was prophesied way back in 1934 when he was only 10 years old that he was going to lead this country. How can a normal person, somebody like me, challenge such a leader? That was what she said. I'm like, Madam VP, when the prophecy came in 1930 something, was it also prophesied that he would rule for 30 something years? And then she added that there is nothing wrong in people having ambitions and discussing political issues with their wives. She's obviously talking about somebody. They should not, however, tamper with the presidency. It is sacrosanct. What does that mean again? These positions come from God. They do not just come. Seriously? Kai, this woman would go to any length to secure a job. I mean, I thought it's only in Nigeria that you have bootlickers like this. But I'm wrong. Che, is it possible she forgot the part of the prophecy that says Mugabe would not want to leave after some years? It's true, Mugabe started well, but there's no way you can convince me that right now Mugabe is pleasing God with his government. Even if God chose you, the decision to do the right thing is yours. And especially the decision to leave at the right time. And let me tell you, Mugabe's exit is long overdue. But she's just doing her job, so that she can remain there. Or what do you expect, Especially now that the election is drawing near. And then she also said that we need to follow the exemplary leadership of President Mugabe. Why should we fight and kill each other? I'm like, seriously? Woman, didn't Mugabe kill people? Like a lot of people for that matter. I mean, why do you think he doesn't want to step down? Because he knows that he will be prosecuted for all the people that he has killed. Is that the exemplary leadership that you want people to follow? Seriously? This one tired me. I just hope he doesn't win this coming election. If not, Zimbabweans will occupy Harare. They will occupy everywhere. Yes, I'm just keeping it real. You know that the law enforcement officers in Nigeria have been on their toes, busy arresting criminals, making sure that Nigeria is safe for everybody. Nigerian policemen are the best. No offense, they are just, they are the best. Those of you that are laughing, God knows your name. But me, I know. Nigerian policemen are the best. I have a lot of police friends. They are good. They are good people. Yes. What was I saying? So, the Nigerian police, the Nigerian law enforcement people, all of them, they are the best in the world. And I so much respect these people. Well, actually, these people are not the police. They are called the Waste Management Enforcement Agency. So, in order to prove to us that they are doing their job very well, that they take their job seriously, last week, they arrested 5 goats in Osun State for roaming about the street. So, the offense of these goats is a serious one. Please stop laughing. We are talking real issue. The offense committed by these goats is a very serious one. It is that they poo-pooed and wee-weed in public. And that is not allowed. According to Article 101, Caption number 2 of the 2002 laws of Osun State, it says no bird or animal shall be allowed to stray to any road or public place or urinate or defecate in any public place in the state. They said they don't want Osun to be dirty. Seriously, I've been to Osun State. Is it the same Osun that I know? Oshogbo. This happened in Oshogbo. I've been to Oshogbo now. Is it not the same Oshogbo that I know? Seriously? Now you can't have chicken, you can't have So they kept them for days until their owners were able to raise 10,000 naira each. How much is goat? How much is one goat? Now the owners have to spend 10,000 to repossess each one. In fact, one of the guys that owned the goat, he said his life don't scatter. The guy said he owns 2 of the 5 goats. He said both of them, he can sell them for 5,000. But then he had to pay 10,000 on each of them, making 20,000 naira. I said, Kai, His life don't scatter. You pay 20,000 for 2 goats that you can't sell for 5,000. So this is a warning for those of you that have chicken and goats. They are not saying you shouldn't have goats, okay? But they're saying that you have to do like Oyinbo people do. You know, if you have dogs here in New York especially, you have to walk your dog. Yeah, you can't just let them loose. You have to walk them in case they poo-poo so you can pack it. So you have to walk around with plastic bag and you pack it. And you know, if the dog poo-poo on the street, they can fine you up to $500. So this man in Osun, they said that they're only defending the law. Yes. Speaking of defense, did you guys hear about the Minister of State for Defense? Did you guys hear that she fainted during the 21 gun salute at the Armed Forces Remembrance Day in Abuja? Poor woman. The sound of the gun, yes, that was what shocked her. Yes, and that was how she, you know. Yes, thank God there were soldiers around. She fell on their hands. In like 10 minutes though, she was back. I really feel for that woman. Yes, because it must be very embarrassing. Yes, to call yourself the defense minister. Defense, yeah. And then you hear a gunshot and you're... So back to serious issue. When will Lagos State start emulating Osun State? Seriously? I'm not even talking about animals. I'm talking about people doing it everywhere. You see people poo-poo on the street, you know, they wee-wee on the street. Nobody's arresting anybody. Hey, when will they start arresting people? What does that smell? Colin, did you put up that? Ooh, you put up that picture? I've told you not to put up this picture. The thing smells. Eh? Sorry, my people. I'm just keeping it real. Alright, y'all. It's been real. And I'm keeping it real right up in here. Until next week, I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace out.